Okay, so let's take a look at how you can plot the radar chart in Python using plotly library. So first thing, I'm going to open the command prompt. You can also open terminal or PowerShell, right? And then you can make sure to check whether you have Python installed, right? And also install some of the libraries like plotly, also plotly express, and there is also jupyter-lab. And once you install all of these, you can open jupyter-lab, or you can type in Jupyter Notebook to open Jupyter Notebook instance. If you are Visual Studio Code user, you can open that, and it has a few extensions that you can install, right? So for example, if you go to extensions, you will find that it has Jupyter extension as well as Python. So here you can see I installed Jupyter as well as Python. So these two extension I installed, right? So once that part covered, you can simply go to view command palette, and here you can type in Jupyter, where you can create new Jupyter notebook. Right? The moment you do that, it will open a tab like this, and this is your notebook view, where I'm going to type in plotly.express as px, right? If there are any issues with the command, it will immediately show the red underline below. Then you have import pandas as pd, right? Then we have data frame, where we can type in pd dot data frame, right? Inside that we will also have this dict value, where we are going to add value, say 8 12, right? Then 7 14 and 10, right? And then we have variable equals to, say, v1, then v2, then v3, right? And finally v4. Okay, if you have 5 values, then maybe adding v5 is necessary, right? One more thing, we will also need to check if there are any errors. V is not defined, so it should be value, so everything is covered, right? Now we have our value and variable within data frame, right? So next part would be to draw the figure, right? So px dot line polar, this is what we use for radar chart, right? And inside that, what we will do is we will be basically passing in the data frame. So df, right? Then r equals to value. Also we will be using theta equals to variable, right? Then we use line underscore close, right? And then set it to true, right? And after that I will have to use figure dot show, right? So now everything is correct, there are no errors, so I can proceed ahead by running this. To run this, you can press this button, or you can use Control and enter. Then the process will start, and it will also show you how long the process took to run this code, right? First thing it will do is it will try and find your kernel, which is Python kernel. Notice the processing time for the code, right? Then it will plot your radar chart. If there are any messages of depreciation, those will be listed as well. Notice the pandas frame was kind of depreciated, so it leads to this error. By ignoring that, you can see the basic radar chart, right? Notice you have plotly options, right? We will also take a look at this at the end, right? For now, this is your radar chart with V2, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 and respective variable values. Now you can also add markers to this. So you type in marker equals to true, right? And if you run this, it should show you right here. Next thing, you can even fill the radar chart with, let's say, figure dot update underscore traces, right? Then you use fill equals to self, right? Then if you run this, it will fill the radar charts area, right? Along with this, you will also find option to give the labels, right? So to do that, you can add text position equals to, say, top center, right? And if you run this, if we are using any, it will also show you that, right? So if you happen to add any form of labels, they will be listed in top center position, right? Now there are one more interesting part is adding the color discrete sequence. So let's see if we use enter below this. So let me add some space for clarity. So within your line polar function, we are going to add color discrete sequence, right? And then we use the color red, right? Now if we run this, notice that our radar chart has changed its color. Now it appears red. You can also play around with color. Let's see, if you try green, you have your green radar chart. Also there is, see, orange, right? So we run this, we have orange colored radar chart, right? So pretty much cool output you are getting with radar chart code, right? So the thing is, you can go ahead and even experiment further, say yellow, right? So I'm showing you all the possible colors, right? There is also one more parameter that you can try, which is line dash sequence, right? And we use, say, dash, so it will change the chart again, right? So let's say if we change this to red, and now you will notice the dash. You can also notice it with blue one, right? So that dash sequence you will notice with blue and red colors, right? Now there is also one more way you can plot your radar plot, that is by using plot by group option, right? So for that we have to make few changes, right? We'll have to add a few more values to our value here, which is, say, 12, 8, then say 13, and 6 and 5. Then with variable we can repeat this sequence one more times, use comma, paste it, right? Then there is also one more thing we can add, is group, right? And for the group I'm going to add a 5 times, right? So I'm going to copy this, comma 1 3 4 5, right? Then I'm going to use B, which makes 1 2 3 4, right? So we have B set as well. Now if we check our line polar function, you will notice that we have our few parameters change. So line closest to, we can add markers, but let's say if I change the marker part and line dash part, I will just have to use say color, then use within single quote group, right? Now if we run this, let's see what happens. Okay, so at the end you can say all arrays must be of same length. So we have error right over here, I suppose, right? So all arrays, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, so 5 for this, right, and 5 for that. So 5 here, 3 4 5, right? And here notice that we have error, which is comma, right? So pay attention to such errors. And now here you see your plot by group. So group A and B along with their respective radar plot, right? One more thing is you can remove the text position option and run this again, right? And one more thing is the pandas concat method, so you'll have to find alternative to this while making your data frame, so we'll ignore it for now, right? Now one more thing, instead of color discrete sequence, you can add color discrete map, right? And there I can add different set of colors within curly bracket. So say if I want to make my group A with some specific color, which is, let's see, Dodger blue, right? And for B we make gold as another color, right? And run this. So we have like two different colors for group. Now we can also add dash, so we use line dash and within quote we add group and we run this. Notice that the dash will be used for one of the groups, right? So what we have done so far is we managed to create a radar chart, then we added some of the attributes to it, or you can see properties like markers, then label, then filled area, then we changed color, right? We also changed line type, then we managed to plot by group, add a line dash, color, right? And we also fixed few errors in between. So I hope you got idea on how to draw the radar plot in Python using Plotly.